this entrepreneurship as a behavioral phenomenon. So these are the three sets of theories. So first one we will see as an economic function. What is the theory? So this economic theory says that there is a relationship between entrepreneurship and economic development. When economic development is high, that means entrepreneurship activities are more. When economic development is less, then the entrepreneurship activities are less. That is what this theory is saying. So how do you come to know about economic development? You will come to know from GDP, per capita income. If this is rising, if it is undergoing sustained growth, that means steadily it is increasing, that means the economic development is happening or the economy is growing. So why this economic development, according to this economic theory, they are saying it happens mainly due to entrepreneurship activities. So that is what basically economists like Schumpeter, he is giving us two theories, theory of innovation and theory of entrepreneurship. So theory of innovation is a path breaking entrepreneurship theory. That means it's a very innovative theory which has been very popular or classical theory in the entrepreneurship field. So what Schumpeter is telling that economic development happens because of the creative acts of entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs, when they do creative acts, then economic development happens. That is what the theory of innovation is telling. So theory of innovation is telling that entrepreneur is a person who is always looking for opportunities, who is always looking for ideas, new ways to solve problems. So that is what an entrepreneur will be always doing. He will try to solve problems in a different way. Not like how other people solve, he will try to solve it in a different way. So there are 5 ways in which entrepreneur tries to solve a problem. What are the 5 ways in which the entrepreneur tries to solve a problem? So these are the 5 ways. He always tries to create innovative product and services. He will try to create something new which the customer has never experienced before, which the customer has never seen before, which the market has never experienced before. So he will always try to come up with new products and new services. Second way, he will always try to come up with a new way of production, new method of production. He will not follow the regular way or what was followed in the past. He will try to follow what is the new method of production. So the third way is he is always looking for new markets. Like for example, you see, we had a market for toothpaste, but that market has been developed into different markets. Like we have market for mouthwash, we have market now bamboo toothbrushes are coming. So a new market has been created for that. So those people who are eco-friendly, who want to, who care for the environment, they will go for bamboo toothbrushes. So like that, new market. So an entrepreneur will always try to come up with the new markets for his products and services. Then the next one is he always tries to find out new sources of supply of raw material. Like instead of petrol and diesel, nowadays we have electric. So that's a new source of fuel, new source of fuel for us. So like that, an entrepreneur will always look at new sources of raw material. So instead of using paper, nowadays bamboo is being used to make sheets, to make toothbrushes, to make tissues. So this is a new finding. So they don't want to cut trees, they don't want paper to be wasted. So instead of that, they have come up with the idea of using bamboo for so many products. It's going to come out now. Even cloth may come out in bamboo is the new thing that talk is going on. So an entrepreneurship always tries to organize his company in a new way. That means running his company in a new way. He will not run his company like most how people run it. He will try to run it in a different way. So these are the 5 ways the theory of innovation is telling how an entrepreneur will try to solve his problems in very different ways. So we will see the next theory, that is theory of entrepreneurship. Theory of entrepreneurship, as the name is telling, it is talking about entrepreneurship. So here they are telling what is invention and what is innovation. They are telling the distinction between invention and innovation. What's happening, Nagesh? You are dressing up now, huh? In the classroom. Come and sit in front. Come, get up. So invention means a person when he invents new items, he that is an invention. Innovation means when a person uses those items which have been innovated in a practical way, that is known as innovation. So in this theory of innovation, theory of entrepreneurship, they are telling that an entrepreneur is both an inventor and an innovator. He is using new ideas, he is coming up with new ideas, and he is innovating something new. He is coming out with new products and services which has practical applications, which is practically used. So an entrepreneur is both an inventor and an innovator according to this theory. He will come up with ideas, he will transform those ideas into commercially feasible business projects. What is commercially viable projects? What do you mean by commercially viable projects? Commercially viable means which will become a successful business, so those projects which started as a startup, once it picks up, once it starts growing in the market, it becomes commercially viable project. That means the business starts running successfully. From a startup it becomes a successfully running business. So in this theory, they are telling that the entrepreneurial function should happen, then only economic development will happen. So for economic development to happen, transformation should happen. So, why she's outside? Open. So an entrepreneur is a person who identifies opportunities, he takes calculated risk, he makes effective use of resources, which are the 4 M's. What are the 4 M's? Tell. Not market. Man, machine, material, method. Man, machine, material, method. These are the 4 M's. These are the resources which an entrepreneur will make use of. Effective use of these resources and convert them into successful business ventures. So this is what an economy needs. They need such kind of entrepreneurs who will take up ideas, convert them, transform them into opportunities, make effective use of the 4 M's, that is the resources, take calculated risk, and convert them into commercially viable projects or successful business ventures. So entrepreneurial activities is very important for economic development. Whenever economic entrepreneurial activities happen, there is an unbalance in the society, like something will go out of the ordinary. Like for example, if you just now we talked about bamboo, so there will be more demand for bamboo now in the market because so many products are going to be coming out with bamboo, and there will be a less demand for use of paper. So this is the imbalance which has been created in society. So an entrepreneur will always do out of the routine activities. He will not do the routine activities. He will think something out of the routine activities, which creates an upset, which creates an imbalance in society. So this is what this theory is telling about. So in the entrepreneurship theory, they are telling entrepreneurs are dynamic. They are dynamic people, but also they take care of statistics. That means they make sure they get the required amount of output. They make use of the resources, and they try to make optimum use of all the resources so that they are getting the output. So entrepreneur and managers are different. What is the difference between managers and entrepreneurs? What does a manager do? He just manages. He just manages a business, or he manages a team. Whereas an entrepreneur is not only managing, he has to organize all these four M's. He has to organize, he has to take the risk, he has to get everything into place, and then he has to manage all these things. So an entrepreneur does more than a manager. A manager is just managing whatever is given to him. Maybe he's managing a team, or he's managing a company, or he's managing a department. That's all. He's just managing whatever is given to him. But an entrepreneur has to arrange everything from scratch. From the idea stage, he has to do everything and then make it, convert it into a successful business. So an entrepreneur is a very important person because his activities help in economic development of a country. So entrepreneurs, they always dream of building a private empire of their own. They always have a dream right from childhood. Maybe they may be having a dream that I want to have a business of my own, or I want to convert this idea into a business. So they will overcome all odds and try to get this idea into a fruit. That means make it a business venture. Have you seen that movie called Srinath? Have you seen? You have seen Srinath? It's a real life story. Have you seen? No. You have seen. What is it? Tell me. Srinath, the real story of a blind person, how he built a business, how he fought against. Yeah, yeah. Srinath Bola, Srikant, sorry, Srikant Bola. It's a true life story. It's a true life story. How right from childhood he had to face so many problems because he was blind. He was teased by his friends, and his parents wanted to kill him at birth because he was blind. And then how he came out of that stage, and how he slowly developed a business, and he's running a company where he's employing only disabled people because he came to know that no companies are ready to employ people with disabilities. So he started a company only to employ these disabled people. He started a new kind of packaging paper. It's a real life story. They have put the company's name. They have shown his picture also in the end. Every the real life story. So you in that story you can see how what are the struggles an entrepreneur goes through to build his whatever dream he has, whatever idea he has, how he converts it into a successful business venture. So now there is some criticism about Schumpeter's entrepreneurial theory. Criticism means they are finding fault with Schumpeter's entrepreneurial theory. So his entrepreneurial theory, the scope is very wide. It is considering senior managers of companies, and it is also considering the individual businessmen. But in reality, if you see, individual people do not have innovative skills. They may be running successful business, but they would have not done anything innovative. Like for example, Anand Ambani, he is just running his father's business. Mukesh Ambani, he has not done anything innovative. So it's in reality, people, all the people who are running successful businesses, it's not necessary that all of them have innovative skills. That is the first criticism. Second criticism, they are telling that Schumpeter is telling in his theory that an entrepreneurial enterprise will have R&D skills and will have creativity. But in underdeveloping countries, if you see, or in developing economies, you see, most of the companies, they don't have R&D. They don't have any kind of research and development happening over there. And Schumpeter's theory is only focusing on innovative skills of an entrepreneur. But an entrepreneur has so many other skills. He has the ability to take risk. He is taking calculated risk. He has the ability to organize and arrange everything, whatever he requires to run his business, and he has the ability to manage. So he has organizational skills, he has managerial skills, and he has risk taking abilities also, which is not spoken about in this theory of Schumpeter, entrepreneurial theory. They are not talking about the other skills of the entrepreneur. They are talking only about his innovation skills. And this theory is only talking about successful businessmen. Successful businessmen, they have access to technology, funds, R&D, everything they can get easy access. But in reality, if you see in developing economies, in underdeveloped economies, the people don't get all the resources they want. So businessmen have to manage. They have to manage with whatever resources is available with them. So they follow something known as imitative innovation. Imitative innovation means they copy the innovation of others. So because they don't have the resources, they don't have the funds to do research and development and develop something of their own, so they start copying somebody else's innovation. So like how we as a country, sometimes we copy innovations of other developed countries. So in developing countries, you find mostly startups are there. And entrepreneurs are running startups. Why they are running startups? Because the risk is less. Risk factor is less. Yeah, last class I asked you startup capital of India. Which is the startup capital? So Bangalore is the place where maximum number of startups have happened in India. So that is why it is known as the startup capital of India. So also this theory, it does not explain why in some countries more entrepreneurs are there. Not now, take it later. No, no, no. In class you should not take phone. So in this theory is also not explaining why in some countries more number of entrepreneurs are there. So he says that when a person entrepreneur innovates something and he comes out with some new idea and he starts a startup, and once the startup runs successfully, becomes a business, then he is no longer an entrepreneur. But this is not true, because running a business also you require innovativeness, you require some amount of creativity. To run a business also is not easy job. So there also an entrepreneur has to have managerial skills, organizational skills, risk taking skills, decision making skills. All these skills he should have, then only he can manage the business successfully. So next we go into Liebenstein's theory of X efficiency. This is a theory given by Harvey Liebenstein, which is also known as gap filling theory. So what this theory says that for most companies, how much production they achieve is the mark of the success of a firm. So how much production they have achieved in a day, like in a month, tons of production, that is the sign of their achievement. But it also, this theory says that in some many companies, the resources are not fully utilized. The resources are either underutilized or they are unutilized. So that creates a problem. The efficiency of the company goes down. So that is why this theory is called X efficiency, or it is called as the gap filling theory. So gap happens because the resources are not being used properly and the production is getting affected. So this creates a gap. So this gap has to be filled by the entrepreneur. So this is what this theory of X efficiency is telling you. So what are the features of this theory? It's telling that there is routine entrepreneurship, there is new entrepreneurship, which are both critical functions for an entrepreneur. Routine entrepreneurship is the routine activity how an entrepreneur manages a business. The business will have a target audience, they will have a production target, and they will be having some output parameters. Whereas new entrepreneurs, they will try to start the business in a less known market. They will try to start the business with a production process, with a new production process. So that is new entrepreneurship. They are trying out something new which has not been tried before. So both these functions entrepreneur will do. He will do routine entrepreneurship as well as he will do new entrepreneurship. So the Harvey says always an input output production process gaps will happen. That is, some resources will be overutilized, some resources will be underutilized. So that gap has to be filled in by the entrepreneur in the input output production process. So the two critical function according to X efficiency theory, the two critical functions an entrepreneur has to do is gap filling and input completing. Gap filling means when the market is imperfect, when the inputs are not good, then entrepreneur has to do gap filling. When is the market not perfect? When is the market not perfect? Right now we are in an imperfect market, right? This is an imperfect market. So what is imperfect happening in the market today? Do we have all the resources? Are we making optimum use of all the resources? No. So the imperfect market means some resources will be more, some resources will be less. So there will be shortage of some resources, there will be excess of some resources. So this is the imperfect market. So the inputs may not be of good quality, like jobs are available, but skilled labor is not available. The labor is not good quality. There are lacking in skills. So like that, inputs also will not be of good quality. So in such kind of a situation where the market is imperfect, where the inputs are not good quality, the entrepreneur has to do gap filling. That means he has to manage with whatever is there, whatever skilled labor, whatever resources available to him, he has to manage with that. He has to run his business. Input completing is where the inputs are a constraint. That means there is a shortage. There is a sudden shortage nowadays. Prices of vegetables are shooting up. So that is a input which most people are suffering because of high prices of vegetables. We are not able to purchase all the vegetables. So this is a constraint. So household has to run. We have to cook. So with this constraint, we are managing the houses. So this is an entrepreneur's function where whatever constraints he faces, he has to run his business. Somehow he has to run his business. So in developing countries, more and more innovative entrepreneurs are required who can transform their economy, who can make the efficiency of the companies better and better. So they are helped by political factors and they are helped by socio-cultural factors. Political factors means the government will come out with various schemes, various policies which is favoring the entrepreneurs. Now for entrepreneurs, it's easy to start business. Single window policy is there. They can get loans easily. Paperwork is much reduced. They can get electricity, water supply easily. There are separate zones where they can set up business. Export zones are there. Production zones are there where the government is helping them to set up the business. So politically also it's favorable for entrepreneurs, and cultural factors also help entrepreneurs. Like society is welcoming to entrepreneurs. They encourage them to come out with their startups, with their ideas. They accept their innovative products and services. So culturally also we are changing. We are allowing people to not run their family business or come out with something new idea, start a new business. They are encouraging towards that. So political factors, socio-cultural factors, if it is favorable to them, then the entrepreneurs can flourish in developing countries, and that will help the economy to grow. So X efficiency theory says that when the resources are not being fully utilized, it leads to underperformance of the company. The company is not able to perform well. So that is where entrepreneurs are needed to fill up that gap. They have to somehow manage in those constraints and continue to run their business. So I'll stop here.